What's going on, YouTube? This is our first video on the account, bro. Welcome. If you haven't met me before, my name is Jadis. I make videos on TikTok, and now we're sharing the love with YouTube. We're about to start our content creation journey on this app. We're gonna run it up. We're gonna do a lot of things, man. We're gonna do a lot of things. But this first video is gonna be really interesting. It's a little different than what I've done before, but fuck it. We'll do it anyway. You know, I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for helping me hit 100K followers on TikTok. It's actually crazy to say, like, I have 100,000 followers on TikTok. Oh my god. Thank you, for real. Like, you guys don't understand how happy that's made me. I put in a lot of work, and I'm ready to put in 10,000 times more just to see where we get, bro. Just to see where we get. And I got something here for y'all that I would say is pretty entertaining. I'm sure everybody has heard about what's going on with David, the singer. Yeah, that nasty ass nigga. I'm sure y'all have heard about everything that he's gotten himself into. He is over here, you know, charged with first-degree murder, rightfully so, of a minor that he also assaulted. Yeah, so I have all the charges right here. If you really don't think this nigga is guilty, which he's definitely fucking guilty, like, you have to be living under a rock to not realize that, no, this guy's guilty. So, just in case, I'll read it off to you. Began a sexual relationship with a 13-year-old, and he was 18. I can keep going. Like, this is already more than enough to get this nigga strung out like Hector from Troy. But man, it's already getting bad. It's already getting bad. Impregnated her while she was 13. That, like, come on. Again, do I need to keep going? Do I need to keep going? This nigga deserves everything that's coming to him, bro. So much so that the state of California has put the death penalty up for an option for this nigga. And honestly, I think that's gonna be the best way to go. And that's why we are here today. I am gonna rank for you I got 10 different torture methods that I have done research on and have come to the conclusion that I want to put these on a tier list from best one to use on this nigga David when he gets convicted. Not even an if. It's a win at this point. And we're gonna rank them from best to like, I don't really want that one to be used. This will be an opinionated list. Yes, I understand that. But I already know you guys are gonna enjoy it too, so whatever. Here we go. Alright, so I got our ranking here. It's all ready for us to go through. We're gonna go 1 through 10, figure out what's the best one to use on this sick ass nigga, and then we're gonna go from there. And before I begin, I want anybody and everybody to know something right now. I don't give a fuck how crazy of a video this is. This nigga deserves every bit of hate coming his way. And yeah, as long as YouTube doesn't try to take it down because they don't like the fact that I'm talking about some pedo that needs to, you know, get expired publicly, more than likely. Hey, is what it is. I guess it shows what kind of world we're living in. But nevertheless, so we got our first method right here, and it's called Ling Chi. Now, for anyone who does not know what Ling Chi is, it is described as a death by 1,000 cuts, where basically what happens is there's a sharp knife that is methodically sliced into somebody and takes off very small portions of them. So it could be some shit like their arm, their tissue, like anything. They'll just take little bit by little bit off until basically you die of just pure shock. And you just can't live anymore. And it's very, very gruesome and long. So if I'm being perfectly honest, I'd put it in A tier. The only thing that doesn't make me put it in S tier is the fact that it's not the most crazy. I mean, like, I don't really feel like that was the most creative thing you possibly could have done, nor is it the most creative thing that's on this list in my personal opinion. It has everything. It has, you know, fear factor. It has, you know, a sadistic background to it, but I would honestly say there's better in my humble opinion. I mean, what do I know? Next up, I would have to say is gonna be the Blood Eagle. And now, the Blood Eagle, I personally would say it's an S tier. Now, you may be wondering, well, Jadis, why would you put Blood Eagle as S tier? I'm gonna explain what a Blood Eagle is. It is basically where someone gets the back of their back. They get their back opened, literally cut open, and then it's to the point where you can see the ribs on the back of this person, and they get pulled out backwards. Yes, they pull the fucking rib bones out backwards. They do that, and then they leave the skin on the sides flapping, and that's why it's called a blood eagle. Fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. You mean to tell me that is somebody's torture method? Mind you, there are real life human beings that had to go through that. And if you ask me personally, if the egg theory is real and I have to go through that, I'm gonna tell you right now, I hope everything in this life that has anything to do with the egg theory is not real, because I don't ever want to go through that. Like, ever. That might be one of the worst ones on this list, if not worse. The worst. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna have to go with S tier. That is horrendous, my nigga. Like, what do you do against that? Next up, we got the gridiron. Now, the gridiron, it's not the craziest thing in the world. It's literally just putting a nigga on a stick and barbecuing him. Basically turning him into a Costco rotisserie chicken. Now, that's crazy, but I mean, there's way worse burning torture methods. I would honestly have to put it in, like, C tier. I'd C tier it. Again, it's a classic rotisserie, burning a nigga like a Costco chicken. So, not really creative. I mean, like, barbarians came up with that. Like, it's not creative at all. No real flash to it. It's just, let's just burn them, you know? Nothing really crazy there. I honestly think David needs something way worse than that. Now, next up, forced human experimentation. This one's interesting because it's not like one of these older torture methods, but for someone like David, who has done some really nasty shit in his day, which haven't even been around for half a fucking century, which is crazy. Hadn't been around for a quarter century. This nigga's bugging. He would honestly be a prime candidate for some human experimentation. I won't put it in S tier just because I know if it were to happen, right? This is all just hypotheticals. I don't think they're gonna do some shit like turn this nigga into Frankenstein, which I definitely believe he deserves. Or like, he need to be turned into that chimera dog, the Big Brother Ed. He needs to be turned into that shit. If he gets experimented on, that's what he needs to be. I don't give a damn about anything else. He needs to be turned into that fucking chimera dog, whatever her name was. I can't remember the little girl name. That's what he gotta be. Then maybe it'd be S tier. But nonetheless, I know they do some shit like this, like turn him into a Russian sleep experiment. In all reality. So, like, it'd be a good option. I would personally rather see that nigga bloody eagled. But, nonetheless, we've got some more. Like, we're not even halfway through with the list. Number 5 is filleting. Now, if you don't know what filleting is, it's basically just a cutesy word for skinning somebody alive. That's it. that's literally it. It's just skinning a nigga alive. And I don't know. I don't know what you do with the skin. But that's the torture method. You skin the motherfucker alive. Now, for somebody like David, because people can survive this. Like, it's been very well documented. Like, there's a good chance people will survive being filleted. Now for how long? I don't know. But it's possible. So, if I'm being honest, I'd put this one in, I'd say A tier. Another A tier one. Like, these are not bad methods to use on this sick bastard. But I honestly say where it loses a point from becoming an S tier torture method is, like, I don't think there's very few people, you know, that could stand having to hear that shit. And I honestly think if somebody were to do this to him, it'd be pretty good. But that's not something we can, you know, easily digest as a community. Now, some people, some weirdos, they probably could. But I would rather see or let people hear and see how sick of a deed you have to do in order to get something like that. Like, you need to hear that shit. So I am honestly gonna leave it at A tier. I'm gonna leave it at A tier. He deserves some shit like that, but there's still better on the list to give him. Coffin and cage torture is number 6. Now, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because of how this one was done back in the day, I'm gonna put it at S tier, and you niggas are just gonna have to live with that, okay? You niggas are just gonna have to live with that. Now, the reason I put the coffin cage torture method at S tier along with Bloody Eagle is simply because of two things. One, the public got to interfere with the torture. And what I mean by interfere is really just add on to it. What would happen is the condemned individual would be put in this coffin or cage, usually a cage, that was a very, very close size to that individual. The reason for that is so that they couldn't move around. They would be very uncomfortable in this cage or coffin, right? But here's the sweet part that makes it become an S tier in reference to David. Again, I want to remind us, this is all for that dumbass nigga David. If we put him in that cage, by tradition, we would put him out in like town square, right? Hang that nigga up on a pole and just let him live there for, until either A, he starves to death, B, somebody inspires him, or C, the elements get to him. Okay? I personally think for that reason and that reason alone, that has to be an S tier. You mean to tell me that it's an interactive game for the public? People who did not like what he did can interfere and do things to this nigga? Sign me up! Sign me up right now. I'm ready. I'm ready, bro. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta pay an admission fee? Do I have to give up one of my children? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm here for it. That's why it's S tier. Take it or leave it, bro. Take it or leave it. Next up on our list is... hold on, y'all. I done dropped the remote. Next up on our list is the Brazen Bull. Now, if you don't know what the Brazen Bull is, it's basically this hot copper bull, right? It's literally a bull. And what would happen is the condemned individual would get shoved in the bull. They would get shoved in the bull, and the bull would be put over a fire, like a rotisserie chicken would, right? Now, the idea is you let the bull itself get hot as shit, right? And obviously, because it's metal, that heat's gonna go right through it, and it's not gonna go anywhere. It's just gonna go inside the metal. And whoever was inside the metal got cooked, like pressure cooked, basically. And yeah, I say funny because like it's kind of hilariously insane what they would do to people, but they would put little tubes, exhaust pipes, if you will, on the bull, so then the condemned individual would scream, and it would sound like a bull. That's insane, right? Now, put that in the context of David and what he did to this little girl. That nigga's gotta go in the Brazen Bull, bro. So real talk, I would honestly say that's an A tier once again. I can't put it in S tier only for one thing and one thing only. We just can't see the nigga suffer. We gonna hear it. We just can't see the nigga suffer. That's really about it. Again, I wouldn't really be talking like this if it weren't David, but it is. And don't get me wrong, other people in history do deserve this kind of list being made about them, but we're not here for them. I'm here for this sick bastard. So A tier torture method for the Brazen Bull. Now, next up on this list, I feel like we're all very accustomed to hearing, what people should get for this kind of punishment. And I would say it's a good one. Castration. Now, I would have to immediately put it in I would have to put it in B tier. Now, the reason I put common castration in B tier is just because, it's not flashy at all. Like Tengen would say. It's not very flashy. But it does get the job done, You were playing with a little girl as a grown-ass man. I don't think you deserve your man parts anymore. I would honestly say that's bare minimum for what needs to happen to you. But nevertheless, it's not the flashiest, but it gets the job done. Very, very effective. So I have to put it in B tier, okay? Now, this next one, I've never heard of this shit at all in the history of my entire 24 years of living, up until I did research for this video. Vertical impalement. Now, this apparently was reserved for Dracula himself. And I don't even think Dracula did worse than what this nigga David did to Celeste. But we're not here to compare shit that floats to the bottom of the toilet and shit that sinks or floats to the top. You get what the fuck I'm trying to say. Simply because of how fucked up this is another S tier ranking. And I'm gonna explain why. Vertical impalement was simply to make execution in pain as long as humanly possible. What would happen is the condemned victim would usually be impaled, as it states, vertically. So it would go from the bottom of their torso to the top of their head. Now, this was specifically done in a way that let people live for as long as possible. And a lot of these victims had the impalement done from their rectum. Yes, from their bumhole, nigga, from their mud hut. That's insane. Like, you mean to tell... You know what? I don't want to get into the specifics. You see the fucking picture. The nigga has a pole in his ass. That's a Meek Mill bar. Pool stick all in his ass. You get what I'm saying. It was purposely done in a way where you had to deal with that for days. The longest recorded survivor of that lasted for over 8 days, nigga. That's over a week. He lasted an entire week Like that picture. Oh my god. Again, if egg theory is real, I don't want no parts of it. Please. Like, I please, bro. Please. That's insane. 8 days? Chat, I want y'all to realize something. Do 8 times 24.
It's 192.
That nigga was in that position for almost 200 hours before he fucking died. Oh my god. That might, if I could put, if there was a Z tier on this list, that might be it. That might be it. Honestly, I really do feel like that is the worst form of execution any human could go through. But again, we are here for David. And David deserves that one. If I had to pick anyone on this list to give him today, it would be vertical impalement, bro. Like, that has to be it. Argue with a fucking wall. Argue with a fucking wall. But we got one more on this list, bro. We got one more on this list, and we're not done. That might take the cake, bro. He might have some shit coming. If it were up to me, that's on the list. That's number 1. We got this far. It would be Judas's Cradle. It would be Judas's Cradle. I gotta put that, honestly, out of all of the different ones we have here, that's gotta be on B tier. Gotta be B tier. Simply just because there's other things that impale the human body on this list, especially from the anus. Yeah, I'm about to explain what this does. But yeah, this is just another anus impenetrable, oh my fucking god! This penetrates your ass, okay? Holy shit. This penetrates your ass, and unlike the vertical impalement, this is a little slower, and it doesn't actually kill you by itself. Someone has to ultimately shove you all the way on top of it. Because what happens is they make you sit on the point. Yes, they make you sit on the point of Judas's chair. They make you sit on that shit. And you slowly go down with gravity. They just pull you in. Just pull you in. And eventually, it like dislocates your hips and it cuts into your fucking stomach. But again, it will not kill you by itself. Someone has to come in and deal the final blows. Fuck no. Not the craziest one, but you can wait it. All in all, there were no D tier torture methods. I mean, honestly, out of all the ones that I researched, there were no bad ones that I picked from. I mean, they were all really good. I really wanted to get something on here that obviously would be good for this nigga David, but I also wanted some different ones. So if y'all had a differing opinion, I would love to hear about it in the comments, bro. Yeah, I know, crazy video to start my entire YouTube career off with, but I figured that since this shit was happening right now, I might as well do something like this. No, I don't see anybody else doing anything like it, but I really do think this would be a good video for y'all to let me know, what torture method you think he would need or deserve, really. Because he does not deserve to just have a prison sentence. He does not. Nigga deserves everything and then some. Nigga deserves a kitchen sink being thrown at him, bro. Like, figuratively and metaphorically. Because what the fuck are you doing with a kid? You grown-ass man. All this of-age ass in the world, and you sitting here fucking around with a child. And then the parents wrong as fuck, too, because they knew about it. Like, y'all all gotta go, bro. Straight to Tartarus. Straight to Tartarus. But anyways, chat. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. Y'all have already seen what I think. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Hit the notification bell. You know what to do, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.